Hey, this is Stjepan with Clear Online Video, and welcome to this tutorial on using Photoshop and Camera Raw to enhance your GoPro footage. I'm a big fan of Camera Raw because of its simplistic and time-saving features. Camera Raw is a program that ships with Adobe Photoshop as part of the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. If you have Photoshop installed, then Camera Raw is already on your system. The two programs work together. I'm going to use them to correct some lens distortion and adjust the tonality and color of some GoPro footage. Let me preface by saying that I recorded this footage using the wide view, flat color profile, and ProTune settings on my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. I'd recommend you do the same if you know you're going to post-process your GoPro footage. These settings will give you the most control of tonality and color. Starting with Photoshop open, let's import our GoPro clip by navigating to File, Open, then locating the file in your computer. Once open, you will see your video in Photoshop. The first and most important step you want to do is right-click your video in the Layers panel and select the Convert to Smart Object option. This will allow you to make universal adjustments to your video as opposed to a single frame. Now, the GoPro wide view settings often result in a distorted fisheye look, which might be okay if that's what you want. For me, I'm going to correct that distortion by navigating to Filter in the Photoshop menu and then selecting the Lens Correction option. In the Auto Correction tab, you can dial in the make and model of your camera under Search Criteria. I'll select GoPro under the make and then Hero 3 Plus Black Edition under Model. Once we have those selected, we can press OK and Photoshop will automatically correct the lens distortion based on your camera profile. You can turn this feature on and off by selecting the eyeball icon next to lens correction. Pay close attention to the fence on the right when this feature is enabled. As you can see, the program does a great job of correcting the fisheye look there. Now that we've corrected the lens distortion, we'll proceed with making some color and tonality adjustments by using the Camera Raw filter. We can launch Camera Raw by navigating to Filter, then selecting Camera Raw Filter. Now you can see that the Camera Raw interface has launched. We'll start adjusting our clip by focusing on the right side of this window. In the first panel, we can adjust several different settings for our clip with the toggles. From the top, we can dial in our white balance by choosing the Auto Balance option. You can also choose Custom to create a stylized look. Typically, the Auto option does a pretty good job. From here, you can adjust the exposure, which I'll bring down a bit, and then bring up the contrast. I'll add a little more to my shadows by bringing those up. Finally, I'll bring back the color in this shot by increasing the vibrance setting. This is a nice option because it only applies to color needed in the midtones region. The nice thing about these adjustments is that you can double-click the toggle and it will reset to the default settings. You can continue to play around with these to your liking. Finally, we'll play with one more setting that I really like called a graduated filter. This option is found at the top of the Camera Raw window. You can select the graduated filter icon and you will see a plus symbol appear over your video preview. By clicking and dragging down or up, you can add a graduated filter look to this footage. This is going to help me with the sky in this particular clip, which really wasn't doing much for me in the original. You can zoom in and out by pressing the plus and minus buttons in the lower left to see the green handle of our filter. I'll grab the green handle and further extend the gradient so that it blends in a little more with my video. To the right, you can further fine-tune these settings with the use of these toggles. Now, we have some sky back in our image, but the filter is spilling over to the building on the left-hand side and I'm not happy with that. I'm going to select the brush option and enable the minus feature. This will remove areas from the graduated filter. Hover over your preview window and you should see a brush icon. You can press the left and right bracket keys to adjust the size of your brush. I'm going to make mine smaller by pressing the left bracket key. Now by left clicking and dragging my mouse, I can paint over the area that I do not want included in my graduated filter. Now I'm doing this pretty quick for the sake of this tutorial, but you can slowly fine-tune this to your liking. Once we're happy, we can press open and our video will relaunch in Photoshop with our adjustments. You can turn on and off these adjustments in the Layers panel by selecting and deselecting the eyeball next to Smart Filters. As you can see, there's a big difference from where we started with our original video. The final step is to export our video by navigating to File, Export, Render Video. This will open an export window where you can choose destination and format settings for your video. I really like the Camera Raw plugin for quick edits to GoPro clips or other videos that need some basic or even advanced enhancements. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out my other tutorials here on Streaming Media Producer.